So I wanted to make a video going through a bunch of different documentaries that I've watched that have helped me sort of understand things in general. And I'm sure there's a million more that I could watch, but so I'm going to recommend a bunch of different documentaries for people. 13th, about the prison industrial complex. Jim Crow of the North is about redlining and what created our inner cities. This is from James Baldwin, and this one was really, it affected me deeply. It's very good. Okay, this one's about the alt-right, and it was very educational. Dovetailing into that a little bit is this, the Antisocial Network, which kind of explains about what's happened to us in this country with the things that started on the lovely Chans. This is about Cambridge Analytica, and it's pretty, yeah. The idea that a product is radicalized people really was, ugh, okay. 1619 Project on Hulu. Tells you all about Roy Cohn. Tells you all about Roger Stone and his whole story with Trump. This one had some interesting clips. This is a documentary about Steve Bannon so that you can understand what kind of character he is. This has a lot of good information, and you can also watch full hour-long interviews with the different people who contributed to this and were interviewed for this. Trump's American Carnage from Frontline. Unfit, basically making the case of that Trump's base personality characteristics and mental illness make him unfit. Active measures, talking about kind of the stuff that Russia is doing to us. Helps you understand that aspect of things. This talks about a bunch of stuff about Christian nationalism and how they're, going after our country, our democracy, our system. Here's a thing about the lovely Falwells and all their junk. There's a little bit of stuff, bigger picture stuff that kind of comes into this too with Trump. This talks about the Duggars, and it gives you insight into the Quiverful stuff and how that's kind of going into everything in homeschooling and all that. This kind of shows how much the Christian nationalist movement how long it's had kind of its fingers into the political scene here, how deep it goes. See the roots? This is very well done and very illuminating into the kind of the thing that's happened to our boomer men and our, people who've been affected by Fox News and Rush Limbaugh. This is about the attack on the Capitol, and it sort of ties into a lot of the things previous things that I'm talking about kind of go together. This talks about kind of where we're at with capitalism in this country and changes that have taken place over time. Look at that Rotten Tomatoes score. So if you watch this, this talks about sort of the anti-gay stuff that was happening a while ago. And if you watch this and you listen to the talking points and some of the attacks and stuff that they used in here, and also some of the tactics, you'll recognize that the attacks against the transgender population in our country right now is mirroring this quite a bit. They're just using the same thing. They just repurposed it towards a different group of people because they just thought it would work better. And that brings us to this. This is a movie that shows you about the history of how the Yazis went after LGBTQ people and transgender people and how even back, you know, because the right wing is trying to say that this is like all new or something. And they've recently, this is kind of an inconvenient piece of history that's out there for them. So they've created a pretzel defense argument to try to say that the Weimar Republic created the transgender movement, or, you know, I mean, they're trying to twist this into a pretzel because they had to find a way to deflect this reality. But you'll learn a lot from this too. This one really stuck with me a lot. I'm sure there's other great ones out there, and if you're on the right wing and you're gonna try to like tell me about some, you know, Welsh movies or some PragerU or some Hillsdale College, you can just save your breath, because I'm not interested in any of that stuff. But if there's some other good ones in there that I didn't put in, maybe mention them. Anyway, thanks. These are documentary movie recommendations.